All right, guys. So I was working with Robin and the girls this morning early. We're actually in South Dakota right now. We're going to start taking in the Black Hills, and I thought I'd just make this video because I think it's really, really important. We recently started an app, Nomads with a Purpose, at the App Store or Google Play, and there's a lot of great information on there about what you can do to help your total body. But I want to talk about one little sliver of it, and it's a hack that I've recently figured out, and I actually discovered in my mid-30s. I went through a real bad case of adrenal fatigue, to the point that I really couldn't manage my blood sugar. And I've have friends that are going through this, and actually clients that I coach through this all the time. But I wanted to talk about one little element, and that's the blood sugar element. So I jumped out at the opportunity. I'm like, look, I felt inspired. I want to send this message to you guys, and maybe you can share it with some friends, and maybe you can help them. So blood sugar management is an indication of a greater problem, and I can work on that as well on the app. So make sure you join the app to help with that. But let's think of this. If you have a problem with your blood sugar, you're having a problem with your endocrinology, and we can actually impact that by the state that we're currently in. So let me repeat that. So if you're having blood sugar regulation problems, the state of mind that you are in, or the state that your body is in, can impact your blood sugar. Everyone kind of knows that. If you're stressed out, your blood sugar management is off. That's why you're addicted to sugar and caffeine. And so that can kind of lead to more and more adrenal fatigue. So one of the easiest ways to do that is through breath work. And I discovered that in my mid-30s. I had to do a lot of meditation and breath work to kind of calm myself down. These days, I'm in the process of juggling my coaching, working with the blog as best I can to be inputted into what Robin and the girls are doing. And I'm currently working on my coaching. And so I find myself going, oh man, my blood sugar in between clients is having problems. My blood sugar regulation is having problems. So it'd be very natural for me to reach for a bad choice. A starchy carb, salty. I'm really like potato chips are sort of my weakness, or tortilla chips. So I can reach for a few of those. Boom, it bumps me up. But what I've started to do is take those extra 3 or 4 minutes that sometimes I have between clients and just work on breath work. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds cheesy. Are you kidding me? And if you're listening to me, like, you're probably going, really? I can just breathe my way through this? Actually, you can. I take a few moments, sit in a comfortable position, and just start off with a relaxed breathing pattern. So I match my inhale and exhale to 4 to 5 seconds. So inhale slow for, exhale slow for 5 seconds. If that's not resonating with me for a moment, I'll go with a box breath. 4 seconds in, hold at the top, 4 seconds out, hold at the bottom, 4 seconds. So that traditional box breath can really help you as well. And again, we have this all on the app, these great breathing ways. But then the last strategy that I use is I always end up, it's absolutely critical that in between my clients feel my energy much like I presented to here. So I'll finish off with breath of fire, which is a sharp inhale and exhale through the nose with some diaphragmatic motion. So it'll sound a little bit like this, right? And moving in and out the energy through my diaphragm, timing that breath. So the breath work has really helped me to manage my blood sugar. And I wanted to jump in the car and share in this video that the breath work, if you're feeling problems with low blood sugar, you're lethargic, you're low energy, I've also encouraged my clients to take a few minutes in between throughout their workday and just to enhance their breath. Remember, the more we work on our breath, the more we get involved in our diaphragm, the better rest and restore breath we have. We have 2 types of breathing that we're usually using throughout our day. We have our sympathetic, or our fight or flight, which is necessary when we're working out. You're going out for a run, you're going for a workout, we go into that. But a lot of people are in that breath throughout their entire day. And so the cortisol dump is high. You're putting on a ton of this stress hormone, and you're having difficulty managing your blood sugar. So when you work a little breath work throughout your day, usually I have my clients 3 or 4 times a day work on it a few times throughout their day, 2 or 3 times a day, just to kind of shift them into that rest and restore. Because you can't live your life like you're running from a saber-toothed cat or running from a bear. It's just going to really undo all these good habits that you might have, like eating and exercise, and all of a sudden you're like, God, I can't manage my blood sugar, I'm putting on weight. It's all related. But the take-home message from all of this, guys, is that breath work is critical to helping you, but it's also just treating a symptom of that sort of underlying anxiety or underlying emotional issues that we have. And so it becomes important to know, okay, I'm acting to take care of my body through this breath work. Yes. But I have to make sure that I'm also addressing the issues as to why I need to do that. And that's where sometimes people get stuck. I'll have a lot of people, they're saying, I'm doing the breath work and it's doing great, but I still can't seem to solve all these issues that I'm having. What's the next step? Well, the next step is to do that shadow work, do the work, deep work, do that trauma work, go into that past. And this is where it gets a little tough. So I get a lot of people, it's sort of like a simple question. I ask people, if they're going to be my client, like, hey, do you cook or do you cook? Do you prepare your food? Do you enjoy being in the kitchen? Like, well, I just don't have time to cook. I'm like, well, then you're really not ready to become my client if you're not ready to prepare your food. Because let's face it, even the best thing you can eat out is really not that good. So it's sort of the same thing with the breath work. We got to do the breath work, but if you want to take it a step further with your health, you have to understand why you need to do the breath work. And for me, I'm always working on like trying to improve, or if not, my wife's always calling me on it and go, hey, what is the root cause of that? So I encourage you, do the breath work. Actually, go visit our app. We have some awesome free breath work meditations in there that can really, really help you. And then check in with me, because ultimately that's what I do with my coaching. I can help you solve that deeper issue. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks, guys.